Woke iconoclasts are busy defacing and destroying literary history by running Roald Dahl's children's books through their demented purity filter. Publisher Puffin is going back and removing or amending words because some idiot somewhere might get offended. Augustus Gloopin fat? Now you can't say fat, now he's ginormous. You can't call witches old hags, now they're old crows. You can't call someone black, now they're dark. The Cloud Men are now Cloud People. What's next? Are all the giants from the BFG gonna have their preferred pronouns listed? They haven't just changed words, they've rewritten entire sections, altered entire meanings. The changes were made, according to Puffin, to protect children. Bollocks! So we're having to protect children from hurtful words like fat. Yet schools are simultaneously exposing kids to books that depict graphic sex acts. The content of these books is so disgusting. Parents who try to read them at school board meetings are silenced. They're putting what they call queer porn in libraries, which could be seen by children as young as 6. Oh, but the real threat is a character in a decades-old Roald Dahl book being described as fat. That's what we should all be more concerned about. Bullshit. They don't care about protecting kids. And are these sensitivity readers really concerned about protecting adults from being offended? Infinitely more people are offended at them for vandalizing beloved children's books than by seeing the word fat. It's not about that. It's about seizing control of the institutions, every institution, hollowing them out and having them become another amplifier for the message, for the revolution.
Because we now live under what is effectively a marshmallow totalitarianism, there are things you can no longer say. And this is not just Roald Dahl this is happening to. It's a general coordination of everything in the same direction, so that a certain series of ideas have to be expressed, cannot be attacked, even by implication.
While the revolutionaries are sanitizing old children's books to eliminate wrongthink, classic adult books are being demonized too. The government-backed Prevent anti-terror organization produced a report which said reading classic works of art could be a secret sign of extremism. Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan, even the complete works of Shakespeare. But it's not just books. According to Prevent, watching the wrong kind of TV show could be a gateway drug for right-wing extremism. No, I didn't make this up. I checked it, and it's actually real. These dangerous TV shows included The Thick of It.
I'm gonna have to mop up a fucking hurricane of piss here from all of these neurotics.
Yes, Minister.
Well, you're a banker. Surely you read the Financial Times.
Trying to understand it.
Kenneth Clark's TV series Civilization. Oh, and this one. Oh, this is delectable. Great British Railway Journeys.
In 1840, one man transformed travel in Britain.
I mean, I was fairly moderate politically, but after I saw that episode about the world's first passenger railway line from Liverpool to Scarborough, my dark journey down the rabbit hole of radicalisation truly began. This is how useless Prevent is. 75% of terror attacks in the UK are Islamic in nature. An Islamic jihadist blows up an arena full of kids in Manchester, and their response is to keep tabs on people who watch a 1980s TV sitcom. Yeah, some ISIS fanatic may be planning to plant a bomb on the underground, but surely we'd all be better off devoting more resources to tracking down anyone who bought a DVD from Amazon of that history show from 1969.
What happened? Well, it took Gibbon 9 volumes to describe the decline and fall of the Roman Empire.
Yes, there may be a deranged radical running around knifing people to death on London Bridge, but surely the bigger priority is spying on people who enjoyed a BBC documentary about historical trains hosted by Michael Portillo.
I'm leaving Suffolk for neighbouring Norfolk and its largest coastal town.
What's next? I grew up watching Rainbow. Was I secretly being indoctrinated into political extremism by Zippy, George and Bungle?
What's going on?
And it's all taxpayer funded. You're paying for this. There's more to this story, but don't skip, because without my sponsors I wouldn't be able to do this. Are you tired of being bombarded with degenerate and inappropriate content on mainstream social media platforms? Do you want a secure and private online space where you can connect with your family without being exposed to that deluge of repulsive content? If so, then look no further than Digital Digital Homestead, the social media platform that prioritizes family and privacy. Gone is the kind of trash that you'll encounter on platforms like Facebook, which seem to be more interested in censoring political speech than doing anything about softcore porn and all the other vile stuff that's on there. Grandma doesn't need to see any of that crap. With Digital Homestead, you can rest easy knowing you have complete control over who sees your family's posts. This means you can create a safe and welcoming space for your family to share, to connect, without worrying about unsavory material. You can also wave goodbye to algorithms hell-bent on keeping your eyes glued to the screen, weird facial recognition AI software, platforms selling your private info, assaulting your senses with invasive advertising, and say hello to a new digital home for your family on Digital Homestead. Sign up for Digital Homestead today at digitalhomestead.app/PJW and start connecting for free. It also works like a dream on mobile. People are always asking for solutions, alternative to the stranglehold of big tech monopolies. Well, this is one of them. Digital Homestead was created by a Catholic web developer. So by supporting this sponsor, not only do you support me, but you're directly helping a wholesome company make the world just that little bit better. So please go to digitalhomestead.app/PJW and become part of that solution today. Now back to the video. Prevent even said that another sign you're a potential radical right-winger was reading George Orwell's 1984. Now, I know the term Orwellian is overused. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but the government characterizing people who read Orwell as potential enemies of the state, that's what the term Orwellian was invented to describe. Forget Orwell rolling in his grave. At this point, he's probably buried himself deep within the lower mantle of the Earth's crust.
From the age of Big Brother, from the age of the thought police, from a dead man. Greetings.
Meanwhile, a report by Policy Exchange is warning of rising levels of squalor and crime around the Houses of Parliament. The investigation discovered that police in London have compiled a secret list of suspect statues, ones that might offend woke revolutionaries who want to see them toppled. This includes the Cenotaph, Britain's most famous war memorial, which is basically an empty coffin, a non-political symbol of national grief. And even that's apparently under threat from these cultural terrorists in the name of fighting the far right. The definition of far right sure has become quite slippery, hasn't it? It was once considered a far right fringe belief that Britain had too high levels of immigration. But now, according to the latest polling, that's a majority opinion. Is most of the country far right? A plurality of Labour, Lib Dem, SNP and Green Party supporters think immigration in the UK is too high. Guess they're all far right. Spare a thought for the poor Irish. They're getting a little bit too uppity about their cities being consumed by mass immigration, social housing being taken away from native residents, rising crime, teenage girls being sexually assaulted. You know, all the benefits of multiculturalism. Now their government is trying to pass a law that would make anti-immigration protests illegal and criticism of migrants a hate crime. How to deal with all the problems caused by open borders? Simply criminalise the opinions of those who oppose open borders. Genius! Spare a thought for the poor Germans. A top counter-extremism official in their government said Germans who flee the wondrous haven of, quote, multicultural life in cities and move to the countryside are actually just engaging in right-wing extremism. Dirk Martin Christian, head of the Office for the Protection of the Constitution in Saxony, lashed out at people in Germany who were looking to find what he called intact national community in remote areas, saying that many people who flee multicultural life in the cities are, despite appearances, actually radical extremists. Ever dreamed of owning a few acres, running your own small holding, growing your own vegetables? Get back in the city, bigot! You're an extremist and we need to keep an eye on you. They're actually following guidelines set by Antifa. Member of the anti-fascist action group Olaf Meyer said he was keeping tabs on those travelling to the countryside, reportedly explaining to the German media that extremists often look like young couples who buy farms and restore them together with their relatives and friends. Because unless you're living in a high-rise pod in some Children of Men dystopian metropolis hellhole, where crime is rampant, any sense of shared identity has been completely obliterated, and you can't even speak the same language as your neighbour, and you're under suspicion from the local commissar for failing to take part in the mandatory weekly social justice march, you're probably a right-wing extremist too. These days, who isn't? Get early access to videos, exclusive live streams, and personally DM me. You've seen how much I get demonetized all the time. Well, this is how you support me. By subscribing at pauljosephwatson.locals.com. Please click the link in the description.